Welcome back. So today I have Katharina on again. We are going to give you a huge treat, which is explaining two different books about arguably psychology that, of course, I love because I studied psychology. I'm really into that. And Katharina actually, like when I was an apprentice and whatnot, and just us hanging out over the years, she showed me both of these books, and they have been so useful to me in all sorts of life, but in kind of reading people and understanding clients, since you have to be a bit of a chameleon when it comes to dealing with clients and guests. So it's helpful to kind of assess somebody just enough to like understand where they're coming from. And it helps everybody
100%.
be more relational and for you to know if you're a good fit with somebody or if it's just not going to be a good fit. So one of these is the 5 love languages.
Love that book.
Love this book. Now, and Katharina,
Series
you
of
told
books.
me all about it, and this was the original, correct? And then,
Yes.
so tell us about, it was Dr. Gary Chapman?
Yes.
So the 5 love languages are acts of service, quality time, physical touch, gifts, and words of affirmation.
Yes.
So, and the whole point of this is that you need to give someone and know what you need to receive
Yes.
in order to feel comfortable in a relationship. Yes?
Yeah. First one she has written down is acts of service. Acts of service in general, from what I understand it to be, is like, hey, can I pick up your dry cleaning? Or, do you want me, I'll pick you up. I'll do something for you. I'll wash the dishes, do the laundry. Or in the case of hair, it could be, maybe they're going out tonight. You just want to give them a little extra with the blow dry. And you know what? I don't mind starting 15 minutes early or staying 15 minutes late or, maybe bringing in, I don't do updos, but let's just say you need a special hair clip and you just went and just did that little bit of extra for them. And they really appreciate that you took the time to take care of them.
Yes.
It's nurturing and taking care of somebody.
Yeah. And the opposite of that is I do know some people you can tell when they're like kind of uncomfortable with that.
Yes.
I remember there was a phase when I was an assistant where they were asking us to put lotion on people's hands while they were getting
That
shampooed
is so uncomfortable.
and massage their hands.
No.
And so people that are not into acts of service would be like, oh my God, please don't do that.
Well, and if they're not in physical touch, they for sure are not into that. They're like, don't
yeah.
touch me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good point. But anyway.
Yeah. Plus they're
You can
like,
tell.
why? If somebody's massaging my hand, I'm thinking, oh God, I have to tip this person for something I never even wanted. What is this lotion? What is this? Is this junk? I'm gonna have to wash my hands afterwards. Their germs are all over me. I don't understand. To me, that was never a service. That's like creepy.
This is way before COVID. So
That says,
you know.
yeah, that should be for the manicurist who is paid to touch your hands. And that's what their job is. And they like it.
So quality time is actually one of mine.
Yes.
Yeah.
You need to speak about this one.
Okay, so meaning you want to be able to spend time with someone where you're not necessarily like watching TV or doing something, but just like being together and talking. Yeah, I'm big on that one.
The clients that are quality time, they really need to be heard. Barbara really has taught me, 'cause I'm obviously over talker, loud and fast moving. That's how I am made. Barbara is a great listener. You see how she's just listening? It's like her little eyes bat and everything. She just genuinely hears you. It could be reflective listening. It could be we have people telling us they have cancer and drama and trauma and all kinds of things come up. And you don't want to be like, yeah, that's great. You want to hear about my weekend and I had so much fun partying with this guy. They don't want to hear it. So
Yeah.
they, knowing when to listen, how to listen, and maybe not to speak at all, and just have silence. That could be quality time for
Yeah.
them if they need to heal or they just want to have some
Yeah.
peace.
Yeah.
And reading the room.
Yes. Read the room. Physical touch. This is more of a dating thing, right? But
No.
I mean, I'm just saying it's not about like sexual, but I mean,
Yeah.
there's not that many times that you're,
With regards to hair,
Yeah.
it's not about sexy.
yeah. No sexy time.
Inappropriate. Okay.
But some people like to be,
Yes. Attaboy, how you doing? Yeah.
yeah.
Hug.
And some people are really uncomfortable with
Yeah.
that.
Sometimes people show up and they instantly hug you, and other people are like, with COVID, we have a little different rules on that one. Kind of,
Yeah.
if they're wearing a mask, probably throw a mask on. If you don't want to, it doesn't matter. That's their level of comfort. Other people probably should wear a mask because they're coughing.
Yeah.
That would make myself comfortable. Physical touch, like an attaboy, that's good. But and even the shampoo with the massage, some people love it. Some people like, get me out of this bowl. I don't want you touching me longer than you have to.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's very personal. You have to read the room over and over and over, using your human instincts to read the other person and making them comfortable and read where they're at.
Yeah. Yeah. So the fourth one is gifts, which is, again, a little bit more of a personal relationship, not so much
not
work.
my favorite.
But Katharina hates it.
I don't like gifts
She's
at all.
I saw this show, Big Bang Theory. I love that show. And there's a guy, there's a whole entire episode, and it reminded me of you because this guy is like, somebody gave him a Christmas present, and he was like, no. It's like, you haven't given me a present. You've given me an obligation, and now I have to look up how much it was.
Yes.
And then, like,
yes.
Do I need to give a card with it? Should
Yes.
that include the price to match what you got me?
Yes.
Yes.
To me, it's a checks and balances thing. That's, again, probably childhood trauma, whatever. Just
don't give her gifts.
You want to give me, don't want to give me gifts. You want to give me the next one, which is
words of affirmation.
Yes, I love that.
Yes,
like this. I love it.
You're so pretty.
I love my hair. I want to post all about it on Instagram on Cats and Creative.
Cats and Creative, yes.
Yes.
So some people like really need to be told how much you care about them or appreciate them or what have you. Or your hair is so good.
But it has to be authentic.
Yeah.
Inauthenticity, it's the worst.
Yeah.
It's a Trojan horse. And you're like, oh, great, you're telling me that I'm wonderful or you really care, but then you really don't.
Yeah.
We don't want to say, baby, you're so fine. You could drink my bath water, but you won't come over and fix my broken toilet when, I need you. Then you know what? You're not the man for me. So there you go. That's at a more personal level.
That came under the radar. Now we know the key to her heart. Don't give her a gift. Fix her toilet.
Or carry the heavy stuff.
Yes. So, okay, but this guy has made so many different books, yeah?
Yes.
Like
for children,
love languages, and then it's like for children, for singles, for
yes. For men. Because it's all different,
Yeah. But anyway, these things are important, I think, in relating to your coworkers, people that work for you, people you work for. I mean, it's like really important. And we love this book because it really helps you understand people who are very different from you.
Yes.
Because a lot of us think, I'm this way. Most people are like me, right?
No.
Not necessarily. Yeah.
You get yin and yang and it works.
Yeah. So, and the other book is a personality profiling book
called Personalities Plus.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah.
And Dr. Rohm, Rohm.
Yes.
And okay, Katharina gave me this book. I was blown away. I read it like 4 times. It is amazing. Okay. So the model is DISC, DISC.
Mm-hmm.
So first we have, a personality type would be dominant, decisive, doer. So it's like each one of these acronym will have several words that start with the leading letter. So that if you're a D, you're dominant, decisive, doer. I is intuitive, inspirational. I'm the star. S is sensitive, shy, sentimental. Are those all the good
sweet
ones?
too? And sweet. Yeah.
Sweet. And C is contemplative, concise, cautious. So, and the point of this book is that there was actually a foreword saying that I think he's quite religious, and he was saying that Jesus is like perfect model of like equal portions of each thing.
Yeah.
And that us humans are usually majority one, a little bit of the second, and a very little bit of the third, and almost none of the fourth.
Yeah. Lots of times.
So Katharina, who has memorized this stuff so well and can read anybody like that, she will say, oh, I just met Sally. She is an ICS. And I'm like, oh.
And then
yes.
we both go, oh yeah, no, I understand now. Yeah.
So I am, if for people that know me, I am a C
Yes.
is my majority.
Yes.
Contemplative, concise, cautious. That is me.
Yeah.
And Katharina here is the I am the star.
Yes.
So, oh, and there's a symbol
I'm an
for each one.
IDS. I'm actually an IDS.
IDS.
Yes.
What am I?
You're a C, maybe some S in there.
CS.
Yeah, you're CS.
I don't know if I have any of the
You
other
don't
ones.
think you have S?
No, I'm just saying, like, do I have a third?
You will,
A
of course,
tertiary
you
one?
Well, you can be very I personality, like right now. But,
Oh,
but
okay.
you know what? But yeah, but you can't. You wait till you hear the symbols; it'll make sense.
Okay, so the symbols. The dominant decisive doer is an exclamation point. The star is for the intuitive inspirational, I'm the star. Plus and minus is the sensitive, shy, sentimental. And the question mark is the contemplative, concise, cautious. And we were just talking about it right before we started recording. I just like wrote them down really quick because I was like, oh, I don't want to like forget anything. And she said it was a question mark. And I was like, are you sure?
That's classic.
And she's laughing.
What
She's
is
like,
this test? Who wrote it anyway? How do you know it's accurate? Why don't you put me in a box?
and now that you're telling me this, I was thinking about how like Demetra and I came up with that this thing about we had an episode where we were going over her dating wish list for like looking for a life partner. And each one of them, I think she was looking at me like I was nuts. And I was like, well, I think you might be nuts. Because she's like telling me things. And I'm like, well, now what does that really mean?
Yes, of course.
Because I'm a C personality.
Exactly. Questioning all the time.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Can you tell us your experience in this and how it relates to clients?
Okay, well, I have to say also the I and D are you're either outgoing or reserved. You're people oriented or task oriented. I love this whole thing because the bottom line is you know who you are, or you think you do, and the other person, in order to make a connection, you gotta feed the tiger some meat, okay? And sometimes the person doesn't want to eat your food you're feeding him. You have to change your tone. You have to slow down or just be patient with people who are highly questioning about, they say, I'm explaining something and they want their haircut and you're going, I'm going to make it square, square. And they're like, I don't think I understand. And they need further explanation. You have to have the patience to like go through all the over questioning and let me show you 500 photos of the same haircut so that exactly, you're like, okay, got it. You're a cautious person. You need to be reassured. You need detail. You need whatever. And then the I personality would be like, I want to look awesome. I want to be fabulous. I want to be sexy. I want to be hot. I want to look great. I love it. Is this tired? I'm amazing. Oh my God. I want to put it everywhere. The sweet shy sentimental is, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I wasn't on time. I won't be late again. I probably owe you, I'll bring you a coffee next time I'm drinking a coffee. Is it, I don't, I hate to be a bother. Can I make your appointment? Did I miss anybody? Yeah. So that's the four that way I see it. And then of course everybody's who they are and you tell me, so.
Well, I want to go over these one more time just because they're so good.
They're so
I
good.
found the visual. Here we go. I'll put a link to this in the show notes. D, dominance. Your priorities are getting immediate results, taking action, challenging self and others. Motivated by power and authority, competition, winning, and success. See, I have none of this. That's why I'm really not that interested in competitions, like hair competitions.
I got to tell you, I'm growing into the dominant personality.
There's nothing wrong with it. They're all useful. Well, and I would say they're all useful. And if somebody is like entirely one of them,
That's horrible.
they have a hard time relating to other people.
Yeah, that's terrible.
If
You don't
you're
wanna do
like,
that. No.
okay, motivated by winning, success, fears, loss of control, being taken advantage of, vulnerability.
That usually creates the, like, there's a conspiracy here somewhere and I'm not, that's the paranoid delusion part.
And you will notice self-confidence, directness, forcefulness, risk-taking. Limitations would be lack of concern for others, impatience, and insensitivity.
Yeah.
So like if you're a little too far in that direction.
Yeah.
So the I, priorities, expressing enthusiasm, taking action, encouraging collaboration.
Yeah.
Motivated by social recognition,
Yes.
words of affirmation,
Yes.
group activities, friendly relationships.
Yes.
Fears, social rejection,
Yes.
disapproval, loss of influence, being ignored. Whew. Okay.
Susan Lucci complex.
I think my third is I.
Yeah, it is.
You will
For
notice
sure.
charm, enthusiasm, sociability, optimism, talkativeness. Limitations, impulsive, disorganization, lack of follow through.
I follow through because I have dominant in me.
So S. S is steadiness, priorities, giving support, maintaining stability, enjoying collaboration. Motivated by stable environments, sincere appreciation, cooperation, opportunities to help. Fears loss of stability, change, loss of harmony, offending others. You will notice patience, team player, calm approach, good listener, humility. And limitations might be overly accommodating, tendency to avoid change,
Yes.
and indecisiveness.
They can be very steady, stable, status quo, sweet size, sentimental. They can be they agree with you all the time. And they might be, yeah, absolutely, I'm going to do that. Absolutely. They're just agreeing with you. They're not going to do any of that. They're
That sounds like all the men I dated
They're
in the past.
covert. They're not going to, you can't get them to bend. They're impossible to bend.
Oh my gosh.
They have to come along slowly. You got to put your arm around. You can got to go like this. And then you know what? They're still probably going to double back. So just get used to that. But they're really nice.
And the fourth one is the best, because it's me. Conscientiousness is the main word. Priorities, ensuring accuracy, maintaining stability, challenging assumptions. Motivated by opportunities to use expertise or gain knowledge, and attention to quality. Yeah. Fears, criticism, slipshod methods, being wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's true
They
for
hate
me.
being wrong.
You will notice precision, analysis, skepticism, reserve, quiet. And limitations, overly critical, tendency to overanalyze, isolate self.
It can be cold.
Yes.
Barbara's not cold, but some people can be cold because
Yeah.
they don't care if they have friends because people suck. That's what they'd say.
Oh, yeah.
They hate
I have
people.
said that in life.
Yeah,
sometimes.
lots of people say they suck. I think they're awesome.
So, well, okay. And what else is really interesting is that you can, when you are these like predominantly, for me, I'm predominantly C, a little bit of S and a little bit of I.
You are.
And here's the point though. I'm quite I at work.
Yes.
I'm very S in my like
Yes.
personal relationships. And then most of life I'm a C.
Yes.
I'm a C with I at work. But some people can be different. Like some people are the D, the dominant, decisive doer at work, but then there's something totally different at home. It's interesting. Yes.
Those are the execs that get into the,
Yeah, those are the
getting
like
taken
the,
care of at home by
the
somebody
CEOs
else.
that want to get spanked at home.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. You heard it here.
Yeah.
Heard it here first.
So those of you seeking a career.
It's not only OnlyFans. And
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
do OnlyFans, please just show your feet. We don't want anyone being disrespected.
Put a pumpkin on your head.
Yeah. Oh, I just wanted to add in sometimes, like, I have actually been taught in different classes of selling retail.
Yes.
Interesting. Like, and I want to add, I'm really not trying to manipulate anybody. But when you have a client that you know is one of these things, that's like what you want to talk about just because they don't really care about the other stuff.
No, they don't.
Like the eye,
Yeah.
like you're like, it is so pretty. Look at it.
Yeah.
Smells good. Oh my God.
I literally memorize products by the color.
Yeah.
And then they get mad at me. They're like, oh, it's the red one. Why aren't you calling it Laka Daka 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 Da Pushibadaba? And then I'm like, because when you're looking for it, you're going, oh, which one is it again? Because they all sound like that. Then you want to
yeah.
call it, it's the red one. And then they're like,
Sometimes it's
Categorizes
like a title. It's like 4 or 5 words and you're
fake
supposed to
French.
say it.
And fake French.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is, I can also go talk about nanotechnology and the width of two atoms and have been criticized for like over talking about that. And then I had a client who actually wanted to know, oh, that's great. It's the width of two atoms. So the product goes to a molecular level, i.e. purology and Kerastas and Shuimura. It is doing a job at a microscopic level. It isn't just sitting on top of the hair strand. It's doing this and that. And that is important to that client. And then he's glad that you need to know that stuff.
Yeah.
So there are people who need to know that. Other people, their eyes glaze over and they don't care.
So if you're a C, you probably want to know what ingredients are in there
Absolutely.
and why it's working, why you
Yeah.
need it.
Why would I pay $32 for a bottle of shampoo or more?
And if you're a
Because it
dominant,
works.
decisive doer, you might want to know what the price is per ounce.
And does it really work?
Does it work?
Yeah. And I got to get out of here and just charge it on my card, get out of here.
Yeah. So I could talk about this for ages and
Me
ages
too.
and ages. Also, it's really helpful with like coworkers sometimes, like
Yes.
understanding where they're coming from. Also, like I know a lot of people who are a strong D in the
I ruined it for you.
most of them are dicks.
Yeah, that's a fault. Yes. Yes.
I know people who are strong Ds who like don't understand S's, like the sensitive.
No, they don't.
Shy,
But they
and
marry
they're like,
them all the time.
yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
But they think like,
This is the only
what
one
is
to put
wrong
up
with
with
you?
the tea. Actually, no. Some of the eyes will. We love it.
Yeah. But as they were saying in the book, you know, if you're a perfect human, you might be equal parts of each four of these
Yeah. Let's go.
as they're useful.
Or be
Yeah.
yourself and accept people who they are, and then try to reach other people where they're at, and try to think, maybe look at the thing from the other side, and and there's two sides to that situation. Maybe step on over to their side and look where they're coming from, and go, okay, I got a point here,
Yeah.
and not let the ego get in the way.
I just thought it was so fascinating, like learning about this because we were talking about like it's cut like a
Yeah.
like a cross.
Yeah.
And so when it comes to people oriented versus task,
Yes.
people oriented would be intuitive, I'm the star, and
Yes.
sensitive.
Yes.
And then task oriented are the contemplative, concise, cautious, and the dominant, decisive doer.
Dominant decisive doer with the C personality is you're going to do it. You're going to make it done till it's done right. And then if you don't, I'll make you do it again. And the C personality, I love this one. This is my husband. You're going to do it. You're going to mess it all up. You're going to do it wrong. I'm going to have to redo it. So I'm just going to do it myself. That is the difference between a DC.
Yeah.
And an I personality will be like versus an S personality would be like, okay, we're gonna have fun doing this. It's gonna be so much fun. But you know what? They may, if you're an unbalanced I personality, you may like, that's a great idea, and then you're just gone and there's nothing left. But the S will be like, wait, I'm here to finish and kind of like, we're going to make it all work together. And you need everybody. When you're making as a team, you need to work everybody. Everybody has important things. Barbara's going to edit all these clips and do all the work. She created the platform so
Yes.
that people can come on and be highlighted. She created the stage to be lifted up on. What a beautiful thing where, it takes a person with some wherewithal to like do all this and to lift people up. Thank you, Barbara.
Oh, thank you. Oh, I gotta say, I'm such a concise, cautious, all those C words that I
She never has color on the floor, ever.
Never.
Her place is clean. She doesn't have color on her fingernails. She could have painted fingernails. There's nothing all over her. There's nothing, no stains, no nothing. She's just clean, tidy, detail. She could have this much outgrowth, and the color isn't painted any higher than that. It's just exactly where it needs to be.
I'll tell you,
Her foils are like that.
I thought it was so
Mine would
funny
be
when
like this.
she just like put it in a ball. Where
Yeah.
like hair colorists tend to be, I remember like looking at the staff, like when I was at a bigger
Yes.
salon and seeing that like all of the senior colorists are like, they're wearing glasses, they're soft spoken, they're
Yes.
like OCD.
Yes.
And then all of the hair cutters
Yes.
are disorganized,
Yes.
super artistic,
Yeah.
and like
Big personality.
like that.
100%.
And also that a lot of all of the hair colors are into like chemistry and the precise
yeah.
measurements of everything.
Yeah.
And then
It's baking,
something-
not cooking. We're cooks and you're bakers.
yeah. And
It
then
matters. You can't just add some more cinnamon spice in there afterwards. Like, it's got to be done right from the beginning. All you get is
Yeah.
a gloss. That's another thing. All you get is a gloss is to touch something up if something's not right, like in the last 5 minutes. If after that it's a redo. For us, it's like we get to cut it, shampoo it, blow dry it, and then go, you know what? I think I'm going to take another inch off the bottom. Now, if you do that with the colorist, it'd be like, oh my God, book another appointment. That's a redo. For us, we get a last chance, second thing to go, I think I need to add a little bit more of this or slice something out or do whatever. So it's very, granted, we don't have time to do the whole haircut again. That would be basically, I have to come back again. But you have a little more chance with the colors. You go one time.
Yeah.
to really do the details.
Yeah, it
And the
matters.
formulation does matter. It matters. You don't just go with a color and then it shows the same. Consistency is key.
Yeah. And you haircutters like know geometry and like see shapes in 3D.
Yes, we do.
And I don't. I don't see that.
I love that. I love
very
sculptural
cool.
thing and architecture and design and
Yeah.
functional art and art everywhere and inspiration everywhere.
Also, once I was in the back, like the color area where we would all mix our color, and a new person started, and everything was a mess behind her. Okay. And it's not that, no, I don't even mean that she was horrible, but because we're also like anal,
Yeah.
we're like, how is she a colorist? Like, there's like, like bits of color on the table and didn't put things away or,
Yeah, I don't
and you're
know.
like, who does that?
When they're that messy, I don't trust them. I'm sorry.
No. Anyway.
So I don't know who you're talking about, so that's good. But
Yeah,
but I say like that is to me like, even when the tiny times I've done colored for a model, because of course I have to be self everything. It's like like my daughter. Okay, let's put it that way. It's like the foil looks messy. It's like I'm very, very organized and very clean. I just do it in a sloppy way and then it gets reorganized again. But I like order too. But the colors, they don't ever let go of that. They are always very metered. There is precision, it's detail. It is very much dexterity. You talk about spatial intelligence when you're even mapping out, if you're doing a panel or an artistic placement, it really does matter to like map that out ahead of time. And you have to map it out ahead of time. And that's why when you do those things, you have to collaborate definitely with the cutter of like exactly how short are you going to be taking it. And it does matter.
Yeah.
It does matter, especially when you're doing a model.
Yeah, for sure.
Another thing is ageism has really become a thing where they're not allowed to get older. And Madonna, okay, my queen, she'll say the greatest thing you can have is that you grow old. And people make fun of her that she's had all this plastic surgery done. And I have to say, I'm not a huge fan of that. I wish she wouldn't have. I wish she was wrinkly and crepey and just out there kicking her head behind her leg behind her head and giving us an amazing performance as is. But she didn't. And she doesn't care what I think. And, bottom line is that you still have relevance as a senior person and somebody who's stuck with this business, and people have relevance even if they're an older client. They're still relevant. They have a purpose in this world, and we need to keep refining it. And being an older stylist, then been in it for like many years. I'm honestly like 35 or more. You have longevity. I've done mohawks and mullets. The first time around, my first portfolio was was literally when I was going for a job review from beauty school, and I made my own little portfolio with pictures of friends and models that I had, and I went out looking for a job, and I was like showing them this stuff, and when I look at the photos, they're horrible snapshots. They're like so amateurish, but yet you got to go, I was looking for a job to meet a match with somebody who wanted to collaborate with me. And it's like, are you the place for me? And a lot of young people think that when they start and they haven't put a date, they've been in it for a year and they think, well, are you the stylist in the salon that I want to work for? But the bottom line is you got to put in, that's fine. You can be yourself, but you also have to like adapt to the situation. And that means if you have a dominant boss, you have to like just be adaptable. You have a dominant client. You have to learn how to deal with it. You have a person who needs to be led along, and like maybe they want to talk to you for half an hour and you need to get shampooing because you need to get going. You need to like adapt to the situation. So it's,
Absolutely.
and never end up growing, learning, and being relevant.
Yeah.
And
And also, like some of these personality types, you might think that, like, oh my gosh, they're so odd, but they're not. They're just like good at that niche.
yeah,
I spent like literally half my life wondering why people are not bothered by spelling errors in print. I
and
I think it is.
Robin and her spell check, she's like goddamn computer.
Oh yeah.
Like she just says, oh my gosh,
But some people don't care.
I don't see them either.
Anyway, it's a thing. It's a thing. But
No, but if you're gonna put professional work out there, you better do some spell check. Come on.
yeah,
It matters.
matters.
Anything I put in writing, I run past my daughter. She spell checks everything, and she's like, Mom, a comma, come on. Capital, start a new sentence, a new paragraph. Take this out. You've already said that before. You need an editor. You need to collaborate with your people, with other people, and and each person. We need each other.
I'm also really annoyed by how when I was in school, you had to do, after a period, 2 spaces. And that was relevant for typewriters at a
That
point.
is so interesting.
But in like the APA format, so like if you wrote a paper, that would be like the psychology, American psychology. So that was part of the rules, like when you write a paper, like where you put what the page number is and the titles and the whatever. And there was always 2 spaces. And everyone says now it doesn't matter, just 1 space is fine. But I have a real problem with that. It's a life.
Because it changed from 2 spaces, or that it was 2 spaces to begin with.
I feel like 2 spaces is correct.
This is where I say the changing and the growing is so
my
relevant.
God.
But then we got to thank our mothers and our lead people who came before us to teach us about what detail is.
Yeah.
You know, detail does matter. Detail matters. Taking time to know people, to put the 2 spaces and what the rules are, and I'm sorry, sending a thank you note. Huge.
Yes. Oh my
Maybe
gosh,
a
you guys.
follow-up thing. If somebody tells you there's something, whatever, maybe a little bit of a follow-up love, because, that's it. And other people, like, they said it, they got it all out and they're done with it and they want to leave it behind. That's all personality, is reading the room.
Yeah. Read the room. All right.
Or read Dr. Rome instead.
Good one. Dr. Rome. ROHM. Genius. All right.
Genius.
All right. Thanks for joining us. I'm sure we'll see Katharina again in the future. Appreciate you. All right. Bye, guys.
Appreciate you.